In a round that's magical more like any other, the Tigers, the Bulldogs and the Eels are doing absolutely awful at the moment, and the Warriors and Penrith look absolutely dominant. The Dragons have now lost again, but I welcome you to...
Ho, 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 it's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. It's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so.
Hello everybody and welcome to LCW League this week. I'm your host, Expat Ollie, and I, as usual, go through every single game that happened during the week of NRL. And this week was the Mighty Magic round. Unfortunately, didn't go as expected. Not very social. I'm joking, okay. No, but as expected, of course, I'm still sitting here, and there's so much to go about. It was a very interesting round, a lot of very interesting games. And but to start it off though, congratulations to the New South Wales Women's Origin side who won Game 2, meaning they clear out the series. There's still one more game to go. Hopefully we can get that clean sweep. So good job to the girls. They played very well and obviously deserve it. Good to go back to back. But then let's hop into the NRL on Friday, where we saw the Sharks and the Bulldogs. Normally I say the stadium, but obviously they are all at Suncorp. And the Bulldogs keep up their very poor run of form at the moment. They are known as a club who, when they're so successful, their fans are always behind them. But now it's great to see all their fans just completely raging every single week. Obviously I'm a Parramatta fan and we're not doing very good either. But At least I kind of expected that. These guys still think they're one of the best teams in the league and they can just turn it around. As a Parramatta fan, I know we have no chance of turning it around. Look, the Sharks were very good. They had an absolutely beautiful jersey. I love that thing. Actually, honestly, better than the Mona Lisa. Put that in an art museum or something. It was beautiful. And it obviously may have helped them to get that magic to win because 38-16, it was very dominant from the Sharks, and I'm definitely not surprised. The Bulldogs have been very poor at the moment, and the Sharks looking like after, dominating the Tigers, and then they had they didn't have a super good game last time out against the South Sydney Rabbitohs when they lost. But they bounced back. They're one of those teams who can change form a lot. Then we've got the Rabbitohs and the Dolphins. And the Dolphins continue to prove everybody wrong. We know what they can do, and they can definitely score a lot of points, have those high-scoring games. But against the South side, who has been looking very good at the moment, it's a very impressive win, winning 32-10 against the Souths. And I'm pretty happy with that. The Dolphins, I thought they were going to win. They ended up winning, ended up being pretty dominant. Won't hurt the South side, I think, that much. I'm pretty sure they'll bounce back and they'll be good next week. Then on the first game on Saturday, the West Tigers versus Manly, and they've just completely fallen off the cliff, haven't they? They look so good, and all their fans are saying, "Oh, we're going to win the premiership. At least we're going to make top 4." It's not looking very good at the moment for you lot, does it? Since JC was pictured in that Tigers jersey at Leichhardt, he's brought the bad luck curse of the Dragons over to you lot, because you guys have been destroyed week in and week out. This week was against Manly, last week getting hammered 44-16 to the Storm, and then the week before that 52-10 toward the Sharks. It's not looking very good at all if you are a Tigers fan. Fosbull is honestly brilliant at the moment. It's really working for Manly. It's exactly what they need, and just working pretty well. The next game on Saturday was between the Roosters and the Cowboys. Again, we thought, well, at least I thought the Roosters had this one in the bag, but the Cowboys kept it close. But honestly, it was so close that it was honestly very low scoring, but the Cowboys were able to get the win, and finally the Roosters have lost to someone. It's been a long time since they lost. They didn't have the perfect start, but then they've been really good. For the Cowboys to bounce back after a loss to Parramatta, they've got to be very happy with that. talking about Parramatta, well, honestly, my Saturday might have been one of my worst all-time days as a sports fan in general. And because I had a game of rugby and we lost 55-0, and then we had Parramatta and we got destroyed 8-34, and actually the whole rant, actually it was a pretty good one, but I decided not to upload it because I kind of didn't want to ruin the Imperialism video because that was getting so many views. I didn't want to take away from that, and I wasn't bothered to edit because as soon as after that it was the FA Cup final between my Chelsea. You know what? Sorry, Rugby League. Chelsea will mean everything to me. And we lost the City 1-0. I got like 3 hours of sleep, so I obviously had no time to edit that at all. Meaning, oh well, not my fault. On the game, though, there's not much. We just kept dropping the ball, and I'm going to leave it at that before I get annoyed. The next one was between the Titans and the Knights. And honestly, on NRL own website, it just keeps showing the game as 0-0 full time, but it did finish 36-12. It was actually quite close at a certain point. You know, I turned it over. I was watching that Netflix UFC type event, in Ronda Rousey literally just took the person down, you know, put in the armbar in like 15 seconds in the game, and that match was over. Now I went over to the NRL to see the Titans actually had a lead for a bit. But oh my goodness, I love Dominic Young though, because Dominic Young, I added him to my fantasy team, and I will show you guys that later. And he scored a hat-trick. I couldn't be more happy and couldn't be more proud of him. It was a great performance from the Knights. They really bounced back after it was looking a bit shaky at the start. Next time, though, was the Warriors and the Broncos, and this is just a blowout. Every single time the Warriors have been playing someone recently, they absolutely hammer them. The Broncos obviously haven't been at their best and have been looking pretty poor, but the Warriors are absolutely dominating everyone, winning 42-12 against last year's premiers. No matter the reason, it's still very impressive. The Warriors are looking like behind obviously Penrith, the most dominant side in the league, and they're going to keep that up. And there was so much support, so good job to the Warriors fans. You know, they everywhere they go, they bring so much support, so it's honestly great to see. Then the final game ended 28-6, where the Dragons lost again. Dragons lost to Penrith as completely as expected, but to be honest to them, I don't think they'll be too annoyed. Look, they did have in the game, it was pretty close. I didn't really watch most of it, but I tried to keep up with the score in that. Obviously, I think everyone thought Penrith were going to actually run away and just completely dominate with it. But anyway, I started this recording when the game was still going for the hopes that it would end, and obviously it ends perfectly in time. But Dragons fans, it's not looking very good for you lot, is it? Only 2 points from the bye, 0 wins, and 10 losses this season now. Oh, no. The Giants have 8 losses. We have 7 losses. But it's just embarrassing when they've lost every single game so far. And I look at the team, I don't think they'll be able to turn that around anytime soon. But then the Raiders, they had their bye, they enjoyed it. I don't think they probably did, because you would have loved to play at Magic Round, I'm sure. But I think, obviously, it was probably a good time, though, genuinely, for the Raiders, on a more tactical standpoint. But now, quickly, up here, obviously, is my fantasy side. De Silva, 42. I'm not surprised. Terrell May was 69, did good. King, 50. Fisher Harris, 49. Havasima, 33. And Nickera, 30. I feel like a bunch of these guys probably deserved a bit more points than they actually were given. Moses, 40. Nathan Cleary got 118 because I captained him because I thought, they'd absolutely dominate, which they didn't. I should have captained Herbie Farnworth because he was my captain until I brought in Cleary this round. And he scored 93 points. So, bit annoyed because, if I captained him, I would have like 180 points. Something honestly ridiculous. But I've definitely gone up. Like, 734 this week was pretty good. Cisco was pretty poor in the 19. John Young with 53 and Brian Toto with 39. Good job to Ryan Couchman. Obviously you can't see it on the screen, but got 62 points on the interchange. So you're going to give it to him. He's playing well for the Dragons, and he's getting a lot of points. So that's all I can kind of ask for someone who's just kind of sitting on the interchange. But yeah, that is about it for me. Thank you all so much for watching LTW. I really appreciate it. More people watching, more people like it. Know that you guys do enjoy the series, because yeah, it's not even a series I kind of came up with. It was a series someone else came up with. The league came up with it. So I like to try keeping it going. Why am I so close? I don't know. But anyway, have a lovely day, guys. Hopefully some great videos to come up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.